This is a video response to assignment option A for the module ET7920. In this video, I am going to explore how assessment at Junior Cycle can support students in becoming lifelong learners. These are learners who can evaluate their own progress, adjust their understanding, and ultimately take control of their own learning. This aligns with the OECD's view that true learning ownership requires students to monitor and regulate their learning journey. I will outline the assessment approaches available to teachers at Junior Cycle, discuss their role and purpose, and explore opportunities and challenges for both teachers and students. I will also draw on examples from Junior Cycle Science to illustrate these ideas. The framework for Junior Cycle provides the basis for post-primary schools to plan quality, inclusive, and relevant education programs, underpinned by certain principles. One of these key principles is student ownership, which places a strong emphasis on the student as an active learner, encouraging students to become self-regulated learners, or S or Ls. Students who are self-regulated learners are able to set targets, plan how to achieve these targets, and evaluate their own success. Self-regulated learning is now seen by the EU as a key competency for students in the 21st century. To support self-regulated learning, students need strategies that help them understand how they learn and how they can influence their own progress. Some of these strategies include cognitive strategies, like focusing attention or using memory tools and mnemonics, willpower strategies to help students stay on task and prioritize learning goals, metacognitive strategies for students to understand how they learn and when to use certain approaches, and motivational strategies like planning, goal setting, and reflection. Assessment has enormous potential to help students take control of their learning. Some assessment-related approaches that directly support self-regulated learning include project-based learning, where students plan, research, and complete extended tasks, collaborative activities, which encourage peer explanation, shared problem solving, and reflection, transparent learning intentions, and success criteria to help students understand what good performance looks like. Feedback loops, which encourage reflection and ongoing improvement, and peer and self-assessment, giving students an active role in evaluating their work and planning next steps. All of these approaches shift responsibility gradually from teacher-driven to student-driven learning. To understand how teachers use assessment to empower learners, it's helpful to distinguish between three key assessment purposes. First of all, assessment of learning. This is the traditional, summative form of assessment. It measures learning and summarizes this learning in grades or marks. This type of assessment is essential, but it doesn't inherently promote ownership. Assessment for learning is formative. Its purpose is to promote learning by providing timely, descriptive, and actionable feedback. Assessment for learning supports self-regulated learning because it helps students see where they are now, where they need to go, and how to get there. Assessment as learning is when assessment itself becomes a learning process. Students engage in metacognition, self-monitoring, and peer evaluation. This is where lifelong learning skills are deeply developed. Both assessment for and as learning are central to the new junior cycle. Throughout the junior cycle, a variety of assessment for and assessment as learning strategies are incorporated in the classroom. Formative assessment for learning techniques can include sharing learning intentions and success criteria at the start of lessons, the use of effective questioning, such as higher order questions, hinge questions, and giving students wait time, and providing high quality feedback. This is teachers providing feedback which is descriptive, timely, specific, and actionable. Most assessment as learning strategies rely heavily on student involvement. For example, self and peer evaluation, where students judge their work and suggest improvements. The use of exemplars, which help students compare their work with high quality samples. And student-generated rubrics, which require learners to articulate what quality looks like and how it can be demonstrated. All of these techniques help students build independence, self-monitoring, and reflection skills. Junior cycle reform has strengthened the role of formative assessment in students' learning journeys, particularly through the use of classroom-based assessments. In science, these provide excellent examples of how assessment supports self-regulated and active learning. In their CBA-1, an extended experimental investigation, students propose a hypothesis, decide on variables, design experiments, and gather data. This process requires decision-making, planning, reflection on scientific methods, and engagement with feedback. The teacher then shifts into the role of facilitator, offering formative support throughout the investigation. In their CBA-2, students are given the opportunity to explore a scientific topic or issue. Students choose a topic themselves, fostering autonomy. They engage with research, evaluate information, and develop scientific literacy. Throughout their CBAs, students may face challenges such as maintaining validity or avoiding plagiarism. The teacher is there to provide guidance through questioning and structured feedback. However, it is the student's responsibility to engage in this. Both CBAs also allow for hands-on, creative, and inquiry-based learning, key components of student ownership. These formative assessment approaches, which are central to the junior cycle, bring huge opportunities for both students and teachers. For students, it gives increased autonomy and intrinsic motivation, the development of metacognitive skills, stronger conceptual understanding, and enhanced communication skills and scientific literacy. And for teachers, it gives clearer insight into students' thinking and misunderstandings, better alignment with learning outcomes, and a more holistic picture of student progress. Overall, assessment becomes a tool for learning, not just a measurement of it. However, these approaches also come with challenges. For teachers, these can include increased workload, particularly with feedback and CBA management, a need for ongoing professional development in AFL strategies, an increased effort in maintaining fairness, consistency and reliability, and balancing formative assessment with summative pressures, especially as students look ahead to the Leaving Cert. And for students, these challenges could include limited assessment literacy initially, anxiety when faced with open, self-directed tasks, and differences in individual students' level of motivation and independence. These challenges require thoughtful scaffolding and teacher and schools management support. In conclusion, assessment at junior cycle, particularly assessment for learning, as learning, and the CBA structure, play a central role in helping students become lifelong learners. Through transparent criteria, meaningful feedback, and opportunities for reflection provided by teachers, and student-led tasks, learners gain the skills to regulate their progress and take control of their educational journey.